Ferris State University. So we have our first draft set up. It's a D-size sheet of paper, which means this would come off of a plotter. And what we're going to do is go back to Moodle, and we're going to download these parts. And I recommend right-clicking on them and clicking Save As. Then going to wherever your home directory is, maybe it's your Z drive or your H drive. I'll work on my desktop for right now. I'm going to make a new folder called eTech 140. Go into that folder. I'm going to make another folder called Week 4. And then you can see the file name is going to be part1.par, and I'll click Save. And then what I'll do is I'll repeat this for every single one of the parts. You can see I'm still in eTech 140 Week 4, click Save, and just do parts 1 through 6, save them all. Once you have them saved, you'll go back to Solid Edge, and the first thing you're going to do is add your view. So we're going to have the front view here, the top view in this space, and the right view over here. So to do that, use the View Wizard. Click on the View Wizard, and it's going to say, where are your parts? And I'll go back to my desktop where I saved my parts. And I'll go to my eTech 140 folder. I'll pick Week 4, and I'll pick Part 1. And I can see from the preview, it's that little block, just like we saw on page 108 in Review Activity 6.2 of the book. So I'll click Open. Now this thing is huge. Look how big this is. So what I'm going to do first is take the scale and knock it down to 4.1. What scale means is this, is that for every 1 inch that the object is, it's showing as 4 inches in real life. So that means 4 inches on the page equals 1 inch in real life, and we do that for small objects. If the scale's 1 to 1, that means for every inch on the page, that is an inch in real life. But since it's a really small object, it's only an inch by an inch by an inch, we'll go 4 to 1. And this is going to be our front view. So I'll click to drop off my front view somewhere in here. Now I'm going to move my mouse up, and you'll notice that the top view stays right in line with my front view. I'll move up here, I'll click again. Then I'm going to go to the right over here, and this is going to be my right view. So I have my 3 standard views, front, top, and right. If you want to be fancy, you can go up to this corner up here, and you can put the isometric view in. Pop that in. Like that. But that's not required yet. When you're done, just right-click. The next thing I'm going to do is add 3 dimensions to my part. I'm going to add the width, the depth, which could go here or here, and the height, which could go from here to down here. To do this, I'm going to go up to the ribbon and look for the dimension panel. Make sure you're on the Home tab, because if you're not on the Home tab, it looks different. Go to Dimension, and pick on Distance Between. So as I move my cursor out there, you'll notice as I approach the end point of the line, there's a 45-degree line with a dot on the end. That means I'm at the end point of a line. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to move to this end point, and I'm going to pull my dimension down. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to click back on this tool here. Click up here, click down here, pull to the right, keeping the space between the dimension and the object consistent. And then I need the front to back, or the depth measurement. I'll put it right here. Go from right here. Oops. I just pressed Escape. Click back up here. Click on the endpoint. Click on the endpoint. Move to the right. Keep the spacing about the same. And there are my 3 dimensions. You don't have to put any more dimensions than that right now. Just want you to practice doing the width, depth, and height. Now, these dimensions are hard to read, aren't they? So if I click on a dimension, I can come in here, and there's no pix right now, probably in yours. I'm going to change this to the number 2. That simply means to scale up the dimension by a factor of 2. So that it's easier to read. Also, 0.000. This is called my tolerance. And do I really need 0.000? Probably not. Right here is where I can change that. Let's give it just 1 decimal place, or to the tenths. Click that. A tenth. Click that. Make it a tenth. There, that looks pretty readable. Not too bad if we print it out on 8.5 by 11. So that's how you place your views and add your first 3 dimensions.